Some men will be lessons, and some men will just be a waste of your time. And one man will be the man that God has for you. And I want you to know that this man does exist, but you need to learn how to recognize him and receive him so that you can experience an amazing relationship. My name is Stephan Laboussiere, aka Stephan Speaks, back with another dating and relationship advice video for women. Today I'm going to be giving you the 7 clues you have found the right man God has for you. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video, and comment below. Leave your feedback. I love to hear from you guys. Now, today's video is brought to you by my best-selling book, The Man God Has for You. Be sure to get your copy. Just click the link in the description. But trust me, you're going to get a lot of information from this video, but there is more to get in the book. So again, get your copy. Women are loving it. Thousands of reviews. So let's get to it. Like I said, there's a lot of women out there that are struggling to believe that a great man exists for them. And you may be one of those women, all right? And dating has seemed to gotten harder for a lot of people. Relationships seem to be getting worse for a lot of people. But I need you to understand you can experience great results. You can receive that man God has for you. You can get what you desire. But of course, we have to be mindful of the approach we're taking in life, and we have to be mindful of recognizing this individual, because a lot of women have unfortunately picked the wrong man and have gotten involved and caught up with an individual that only created more damage, more misery, more wasted time, simply took them off track, derailed them from their purpose. You name it, it was a disaster with this man. And it was because the selection process needs some fine tuning. So I'm going to lay out some clues for you so you can be better at recognizing that guy so that you can actually experience the great relationship. So let's get to it. Clue number 1 is you will be attracted to him. Now, I know some people might be like, well, of course, but some people, there's a reason why I need to put this in the list, especially for those women who are believers, well, I'm assuming you all are, because a lot of women have been led to believe that they should give men a chance they're not attracted to. Plain and simple. That, you know, oh, he's a nice guy. Oh, he could treat you well, blah, blah, blah. And listen, I'm not saying that those things should not be considered. What I am saying is God is not trying to put you in a relationship where there is not attraction. Because when you remove physical attraction, you will see respect start to dwindle. You will see admiration start to dwindle. You will see affection start to dwindle. The quality of the relationship suffers when there is no attraction. Now, we can acknowledge and recognize that women in general, I won't say every last woman, but women in general can be attracted to more than just how the man physically looks. So his ambition, his intelligence, the way that he speaks to you, him being funny, all these things can make him more attractive in a woman's eyes. But that's why I'm using the word attraction and not looks. If you're focused on looks, then to me, you're focused on the wrong thing. And when I say that, I mean, you're focused on, well, he has to be this height. He has to be this complexion. He has to have this build. He has to look this specific way. And though there's nothing wrong with you wanting what you want or having your preferences, I don't shame anyone's preferences. But I don't want you to box yourself in, because the reality is that plenty of people have experienced attraction with individuals who may not have been typically their type, all right? Who may have fell outside the box a little bit. There may be a slight variation. There may be a huge variation. But either way, attraction was still there. And that's the key. The key is there has to be attraction to have a successful romantic relationship. And the reason why God would want that included, and that would be a clue, this is the guy that God has for you, is because, again, without that, the relationship is going to resemble a mess. Even if you can initially get past it, even if you can initially convince yourself this is not a big deal, at some point, it's going to wreak havoc. It's going to cause problems, and it's going to create division in the relationship. So again, any relationship that God wants to give you is going to be a part of glorifying him. So why would he give you one that he can't be glorified in? Because you're not really feeling your partner like that. You're not really drawn to your partner like that. You don't even want to touch your partner like that. And yes, satisfying each other's needs within marriage, all right, is a part of what the whole union is for. So understand that attraction must be in place, but it does not have to be about specific looks. And let me say this, because there's a quote I used to float around the internet, and it was, the man for you may not come in the package you expected, but he will have everything you'll need. That doesn't mean he's going to look like a complete mess. And again, you won't be attracted to him. Don't ever confuse anything I say with the idea of attraction is not necessary. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I remember posting it and people taking issue with it because they took it the wrong way. But anyways, let's move along, all right? Next on the list, you will share the same values. So again, all these things that I'm mentioning, I mention them because I see these things play out so often in so many people that I've coached, people that DM me, message me. Too many times, people are trying to, as they say, I always forget the sayings I want to say, as they say, force a round peg into a square hole or a square peg round, whatever. Anyways, the point is they're trying to mismatch, all right? And they're mismatching based on the fact that the values are not the same. You want kids, he doesn't. You believe in marriage, he doesn't. And I'm just giving examples. It can go in reverse, whatever. But the point is, you are spiritual, he's not, which we're going to get more into a little bit later in this video. But you're trying to put two people together that are not on the same page. Maybe because you do have a high level of attraction. Maybe because he is a nice guy. And maybe you actually do talk to him well. Like maybe the communication is great. You guys can talk to each other. And please understand, like, if this guy is the right man God has for you, it's going to be more than, it's going to be all these traits, to be honest with you, all right? And I'll sum that all up at the end. But the point is here, you can't overlook the glaring issue of you two not being in alignment with each other because you have decided you want this man. And this is the mistake so many women make. They find this man, and again, for whatever reason, you decided, maybe he makes a lot of money. I felt the need to say that. Okay, maybe he's rich. Either way, you find these reasons, you latch on to okay, I want this. And in you now wanting this, you have tunnel vision. And you become blind to the red flags, or you become willfully ignorant to the red flags because you don't want to throw anything off from getting what you have determined you want. But God knows what you need. You know what you want. And what you need is going to always be better than what you want. And what God has for you is always better than anything that you can imagine. So you cannot get caught up in your own perception of things. And you've got to tap into your intuition, tap into your spirit, talk to God. Make sure you're not being led astray by your own desires, all right? And I know some of you might be saying, well, God will give you the desires of your heart. Yes, but I believe those desires are the core desires of love, of communication, of safety and security, all right, of peace, of family. These real core desires. God's not really stressing over, well, I'm going to make sure this dude is 6'3", okay? Or he's not stressing over, oh, well, he has to, when he comes to you, be a six-figure guy. And we'll get into all that stuff in another video. And I'm not, again, shaming any preferences, but I want you to know that God wants to give you the man that's going to make you happy, that you can have an amazing life with. And sometimes that fits outside of a box that we've imagined for ourselves. But anyways, to get back to the point, the values have to align. You guys have to be in the same page. You have to want the same things. And when that is there, then yes, this is a good clue. Okay, we're at least moving in the right direction. Having the same values within itself does not say this is the right man for you, because there's going to be plenty of men who share your values. But that has to be a piece of the puzzle. And if it's not, it cannot be ignored. It cannot be dismissed. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here. And I'll see you there. Being attentive and considerate, all right? Being attentive, being considerate, being nurturing are all very feminine qualities. And men love that.